Check. Yeah, perfect. So it's 5:30. So guys, I'll start. So before we start, I want you guys to, as I told before, I want you guys to turn on your laptops because this will be a hands-on webinar. I want you guys to do it along with me so that you understand what I'm doing. That's the first thing, and I'll start with the introductions, like of my introduction in like 1 minute. But till then, turn on your laptops, connect it to a stable internet connection. Also, if you guys can, try downloading Visual Studio Code. Okay, not Visual Studio, Visual Studio Code. They are two different separate things, and I'll just explain everything. But download it by then. Okay. So, uh, good evening, everyone. I'm Akash Uday. I'm the member of GDSC. I'm the web developer lead there, and I'm also web lead for a couple of clubs in our college. So today we'll be doing a workshop on introduction to web development. As I said, in that it's an introduction. So I can't cover the whole web development, everything in web development. It will not be possible for me to cover. Just a second. I just want to check up something. Yeah, perfect. So yeah, so as I was telling, I cannot cover the whole web development session. So it's just to get you guys interested in web development because I saw the form. Majority of you guys are from first year. So and majority of you guys might be from the biology background. So I don't want to, bombard you with all the advanced stuff for now. I just will do like a basic website just for now. I'll just tell you how to, use HTML, CSS and a bit of JavaScript. So that's what we'll be doing today. So it's 5:30. Maximum by 7:30, I want to finish it off. I just want to do, 1 hour. I just want to teach you about HTML, CSS, and HTML and JS. And the second hour, we'll be doing more on CSS. Okay. So that being said, yes, you will get certificates by Microsoft. Yes, it is by Microsoft, legal, legit by Microsoft. It'll be signed off by the my community manager, and it'll be very helpful for your resume. If on, you can apply for internships, and all, it'll be very helpful. And I'll be giving assignment by the end. It's a very basic assignment. The people who do it, like the top two, will give one LinkedIn voucher. It's like 1,500 per month, and it's 20,000 for a year. That way, I'll be giving it for free. And if there are other people who have done like very good work, then we'll be giving them some GDSC vouchers. Okay, like swags, actually, not vouchers, swags. So that being said, we can start off. And just to say, I have two laptops set up here because I want to go through everything. I don't want to miss anything on the way. So I'll just be going through my notes and my laptop in the between. So just excuse me because I'll be referring both my laptops. Okay. So to get started, firstly, let's start with VS Code. I'm assuming you guys have downloaded, but still, I'll just download it in front of you and show, and I'll just download some extensions. Okay. Yeah. So let's just start off then. So guys, there's a difference between Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code. We'll just come back to this. I'll start downloading this and I'll just come to that. So first guys, if you have a Mac or a Linux operating system, just go to download over here and you can download. But if you have a Windows operating system like I do, then directly you can just download this. Okay. So just start downloading over here. Yeah, we'll just wait for that to complete. Till then, I'll just tell you what we'll be doing today. So firstly, today we'll be downloading VS Code, the necessary extensions, HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. Just a very basics, just enough to get you started with web development. Okay, just like very like almost like very basics of web development. Tomorrow there's one more session on Git and GitHub. So I'll be explaining why is Git and GitHub helpful for you, and we'll be deploying this website. So the website which we'll be making today, it'll work on your local host. Okay, so basically anyone who's connected to the same port as you can view it, but you want to share it with your friends, that's not possible. So you need to host it somewhere, right? So that we'll be using GitHub pages and GitHub, of course. So that we'll be doing it tomorrow. Tomorrow also it's Saturday. I don't want to ruin your Saturday. So it'll just be maximum of 1 hour and up to 1.5 hours. That's all. That's the second thing we'll be doing. Of course, Git and GitHub is completely different. I'll be teaching that tomorrow. And one more thing, I'll be telling about MLSA. So what is MLSA? It means Microsoft Student Learn Ambassador. I'm a beta Microsoft Student Ambassador, and I'll be teaching you guys what is it and how to apply for it. It's absolutely free, and you get like a lot of benefits from it. I'll be explaining everything tomorrow, but today let's get started with this. Okay. So firstly, yeah, it has downloaded, and let me just do open the setup and finish it. So for now, with the setup and all, I'll be going a bit fast because it's all simple. You just have to press OK, OK, OK. Later, I'll slow down a bit. I accept. Yeah, let this get over. Okay, cool. So we have finished installing VS Code. So let me go and explain the quick difference between Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code, and what's the difference between a text editor and IDE. So you guys might have heard these terms called as text editor, or if you have not, basically, you code, right? So text editor is something where you can code on. Okay, that's a text editor. And what is the IDE? Let me just get back to that. Okay. So basically, IDE, what it means, like, so basically now you are coding. I'm coding. I use, like, I know Python, I know JavaScript. Okay. So I'll be using something known as a text editor because it will be supporting various programming languages. The same thing with, if I want to do it only for Python, I'll be using PyChar. Okay. Because it's just supports Python. Like, that's the main support. Like, it's not that I cannot code HTML, CSS, and JS on PyChar, which I have over here. Um, sorry. Sorry about this. Screen is blurring out, is it? Let me just come back to the meet. Okay, so I don't think so it's blurry. I think your internet connection might be a bit slow. From my side, it's not that blurry, I guess. So anyways, so I was explaining PyChar, we can use it for Python. So the main advantage is, while you install Python and you install some libraries for Python, no? So whenever you install it, it gets scattered all over your laptop. Like, I know it has a folder, but it'll be installed globally, and you don't want that in every project, right? So it creates a virtual environment for you. In that, when you install, it just gets installed in that folder. So basically, that's why you use the IDE. So IDE just means for a particular framework or a particular language, it has a support. Like a text editor, where else it can have support for all the languages by installing some extensions, some other SDKs and all, it'll have support. So that's the basic difference. Okay. So for now, we'll be using a text editor, which is Visual Studio Code, not Visual Studio. We'll be using Visual Studio Code. Okay. So that's why I have downloaded Visual Studio Code over here. And as soon as you start it, it'll not be like this for you. I had Visual Studio Code before, and I think the cache still exists, and I have logged in. So that's why maybe I have landed in this page. But your page will look something like this. New folder. Okay. So from now I'll go a bit slow. Okay. So it look like this, if I'm not wrong. Firstly, what I want you guys to do is go to settings over here, settings. You can go to, let's see, command palette, user stipulations, themes, color theme. Okay. So there are many themes over there from which you guys can select. So I want you guys to select from one of them, whichever you like. Good. So for mine is dark plus. If you want, you can take a light version of this. No worries. Can use any theme which you want. I'll go with dark plus. Yeah, so perfect. Next, I want you guys to do is install some extensions, as I say. Okay. Firstly, we'll be installing live server. Okay. Live server. I'll explain what this extension does. And in case you guys cannot download the extension, that's because your Studio does not have permissions. And how to fix it is just go to Visual Studio Code wherever you are downloaded, right click, and wait, let me just search for it. Not from here, not from recently added. Visual Studio, yes, Visual Studio Code. Same, yeah, this one. What I want you to do is run as administrator. So when you run as administrator, you'll get the necessary permissions and you can download all the extensions which you want. Okay. But this is a very rare case and this doesn't generally happen. So anyway, once you have install, okay, so I'll just uninstall this. Yeah. So as soon as you come here, live server, you first have to do is install this. Okay. Install live server because we will be working with live server over here. As soon as you create a HTML document, I'll tell you why, but install this live server for now. Live server, live share. We will not be using this, but this is an extension where you can collaborate with your friends. So in case you want your friend to collaborate with you on the same code, and of course you can use GitHub, no worries. But in case in real time you want to collaborate with them, you can use live share. I want you guys to install it as well. I'm getting uninstalled because I've installed it previously. Live share, okay. So and one more thing, guys, you have any doubts, you can put it in the chat. I'm there. My friend Raghav also is there who's moderating, so even he'll help you out. Live say and prettier. This is very important. Prettier. So what happens is sometimes when you code, no, you might not exactly, follow the proper format. You might not go to the next line while coding, all that and all. No worries. Prettier is there. It'll sort out things for you. But note, this does not work. This does not fix your indentations. Like in Python, you use indentations, right? This does not fix your indentations. So don't install it for indentation purposes. Now it will not help you with that. It just make your code look better. That's all. Okay. That's it for now. And GitHub Copilot, if you guys have, you can install it, but I recommend you not to do it because you have just started coding and it's better you guys not do it. Uh, yeah, this is mine actually. Cool. So everything now is sorted, I guess. We have just installed all the important extensions which we might require to file coding, which we will require actually for coding. Next, what I want you guys to do is go on your desktop and make a folder. Okay, just a folder. I'll name it web seminar. Okay, you can name it whatever you guys want, but I'm going to name it as seminar. Okay. Okay, it's empty folder over here. The next I want you guys to go is we go to Visual Studio Code. You can just cancel all this because we don't require this now. Finally, what I want you guys to do is go to File, Open Folder, and just search for this on your desktop because we created it on your desktop. You just search for the folder. Let me just search for it. Webinar, seminar. Okay, it's a webinar, but I gave it seminar, no worries. And I do is select folder. So before you guys do that, I actually wanted to share some important links with you, which will be referring throughout. Let me just go to chat. Okay, I can't share a PDF here. No worries, I'll just share it in sometime somehow. So guys, what I have done is I have created a folder and can you please tell the okay, yeah, no worries, dude. So first what I went to here over here, extension tab over here. See Studio Code. There are all these icons. I'll explain all the icons right now. So firstly, this is Explorer. So here is the place where you can see all your files, the code which you're working on, the commits, and whatever your timeline is, you can see. So in case this is becoming too cluttered for you, what you can do is press this 3-line button and only enable what you want. Okay, so these are the ones which I have enabled. I've enabled folders, outline, and Visual Studio Code pets. You will not have it because it's a separate extension. But if you want it again, you can download it from the extension tab. It's known as Visual Studio Pets over here. And next one is search. This is the global search, which means the directory which you're in. Like example, I'm in a seminar directory, there's nothing. But if there was, code and all, I can search over here. It's a global search over here. Actually, this is used for running and debugging the code. This will be very helpful when you're working with Python, especially or any other, backend languages. Extensions over here. And the first extension is live server. Again, live server. This is the main extension we'll be using today. So other extensions, if you download it or not, no worries, but download this live server extension. Got it? Yeah. And it's by Ritvik Day. Fine. Yeah. Nextly, this is a remote explorer. It's for code spaces. This is not necessary. This is live share. Yeah, this you might have this icon. This is nothing to, you can learn this later, no worries, because it's not important for now. Other than that, only these three were important and we'll go back to the explorer. Okay. So as I said, I have just opened a folder on my desktop. I made a folder and what I did is I just went open folder and I just opened it. Okay, that's all I did. Now, what I want you guys to do on my VS, there are not so many icons. Yeah, so the thing is, I have had VS Code from a very long time, from almost a year, and I work using different languages. Okay, so these are some extensions which are good, like helpful for me. Like this is something called code time. It measures how much time I have coded today. This is a Thunder client, which I use it for my API client requests, and this is Azure because I use Azure, and this is good. So you will not have as many extensions as icons as I have, but no worries. When you start coding and go ahead, you will eventually have this many icons with you. Okay. For now, this is a basic coding session, so it's of no worries. Okay. So I see, I've created a thing over here. What I want you guys to do is create a file called index.html, or you can rename it whatever you want, but I'm going with index because that's a naming convention. HTML. HTML. Okay. And guys, you might not. And one more extension is material icons theme. Material icons theme. So basically, it makes your icons look nicer. It's like preferences. It depends on developer to developer. I like this, so I've installed this. It's known as material icon theme. Okay, material icon theme. Cool. So anyway, yeah, I'm back on index.html where I was. So I just created a folder called index, a file called, not a folder. My apologies. Created a file called index.html over here. And now what I'm going to do is use a boiler template. So boiler templates are basically pre-written lines of code, which you'll be using like for if there's a file and you need it almost every time, you'll be using that. Okay. So for example, I'll just put exclamatory marker, nothing much. Exclamatory marker. I'll get a first option over here. What I do is press enter. That's all. So I've got a pre-made template over here. That's all. So I'll explain what this is in a second. So what I have done is again, shift plus the one key. So I've got a pre-made boiler template over here. You can just go press this here. And I've got a pre-made boiler template. Fine. So basically, I'll explain this one by one. So basically, this line tells this is a HTML document. This tells the web HTML parser. This is a HTML document. That's all this line means. Language is English, of course. So head tag. So what is this head tag? So basically you want some functionality on your website. Like I'm not talking JavaScript, but something related to maybe search engine optimization, or maybe you want to add a separate, link over here or something like that. Put everything in the head tag. So basically this does not appear on your front end, but it'll be working basically from a browser side. Okay. So example, let us take for example, this document over here. This is a title over here, and let me just why don't I just start this? Okay, so you have done this. What I want you guys to do is save it. For saving, it's Control S. You can go here and save it, of course, as well, but get a habit of using Control S every time. Got it? So what I do is right click. I just right click on the page, open with live server. In case you're not getting this option, what I want you guys to do is restart VS Studio once, VS Studio once, and it'll become proper. Okay, VS Code, and it'll become proper. Open with live server. Perfect. So now you can see a empty page is open because we have not put anything, but you can see the over here, you can see something known as document over here, right? So where is this document coming from? Title. We told the title of the page to be document, so it's coming title. So let me just change it. Let me just start from here, okay? Let me just change it to my first website. Control, save it. So in HTML, there's something known as the opening and the closing tag, okay? Every tag must be enclosed in an opening or closing tag. So, HTML parser over here on VS Code, it does not show any errors, but it has to be inside opening and closing tag. What do I mean is this is the opening tag body and this is a closing tag. The only difference is the slash over here. Fine. So if there's a slash, it means a closing tag. So whatever you want, it should be in the opening and a closing tag. You might have noticed over here, everything almost is, opening and closing tag except this meta over here. These tags need not be in opening and closing tags, but other tags have to be compulsory in the opening and the closing tag. Okay. Okay, so now let's start. Firstly, we give the title for the page and let's write something in the body. Fine. I'll just write, hello, my name is Akash. I'll just control save it. I'll go back to my browser. Hello, my name is Akash has been rendered on the screen. Congratulations, this is your first render on the screen. So we'll be going from this, we'll just be going to higher levels. So, and one more thing is avoid using this. Oh, okay. So basically what I mean is always enclose it in a paragraph, a h1 tag or a div tag. So what do I mean is, firstly, there is some tag known as H, okay, highlight tag. So it goes from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 till 7, and it has other names as well, but I call it as a highlight tag. So what you have to do is H1, fine, H1, that's all. H1. So as soon as I do H1, VS Code is intelligent enough to tell that this is H1 tag, okay. So what I do is I just press this here. So it has generated me a H1 tag. As I said, opening and a closing tag, fine. And I'll write mine, okay. Uh, Welcome to this seminar. Perfect. See, it has come. Welcome to this seminar, H1 tag. And again, let me show you what H2, H3, H4 tags do. So what one more Visual Studio shortcut is Control T. Control T is copy paste this line to the next one. So Control T, Control T. So I've just done is I can just copy paste this line to this line. That's all. So I'll make this as H2 and make this also as H2. Make this as H3. Make this as H3. Perfect. So you see the difference over here, it just goes on reducing in size. And yes, you can do this using CSS as well, but using HTML if you want, there you have to do like this. And also there's a rule. So let me explain about something, a concept known as search engine optimization. So now you make a website for a client, you want it to be on Google, and the client wants it on top, okay, on Google search. And on Google search index, you want it to be on top. So now how do you counter that? How do you do that? So there's some, you have to submit your website to the Google search engine console. Yes. But there are some rules which you have to follow in while creating the website. That is such that in a page, there can be only one H1 tag, like a H1 tag, there can be only one. Fine. You can't make more than one H1 tag. They'll return the error like on Google search console and you have to just fix it. So the thing is, it'll not get rejected, but your website will go lower and lower on a search engine index. Okay, so that and all has to be taken care of. So for now, we are not making anything like deployable. Tomorrow, the next hour, I'll be making a small project. We'll be making a small project in which you can deploy that, make some change and deploy that in the future. But for now, we'll just be doing this. Okay. Now H1 tag just means you have added a H1 element. Next, we'll be learning a paragraph tag. So as the name suggests, it's a paragraph. You want to write anything, a text over here in a paragraph, you can just do that. But now one more problem comes where I don't know what to write. I don't know what sample text should I write. So there's one more cool thing, which is it's a function of a live server. How do we use control D? So basically, if that has not worked, you just go on this line and just press control D. If it's not working for you, it's maybe your default shortcuts has some, it has some problem with default shortcuts, but no worries. You can just go and change it in a command palette. Go over here, go to command palette. Oh, it's better. You can, yeah, you just go to keyboard shortcuts. You can go from command palette as well, but keyboard shortcuts is better. Go to keyboard shortcuts over here and then search for, wait, let me see what is this called. Control D. Copy line down. Just search for something known as copy line down and just change the key binding from here. Known as copy line down and just change the key binding. So guys, there are way more extensions and I know I'll just share the link of the extension. I guess that will be better. I wanted to share this whole file with you, but Teams is not allowing me to share this file. I'll share it in the group, Google GDSC group later, no worries. But for now, I'll just share this link with you guys. Check. So yeah. So cool. We are done with that. Now, next, what are we going to do is, as I was telling, it's a paragraph tag. You want to put any text in a paragraph, you use this tag. Okay. Now, you, as I said, you don't know what text to generate. So there's a function by live server is known as lorem. Okay. LOREM, lorem, and you put the number of words you want it to generate. I want 100 words. Example. I press 100, enter. So it auto generated me a text over here. Okay. And there's one more thing, guys, you need to know in case your text is going out of the page over here. So how to get it like one below the other is you just go to settings, command palette, search for something known as word wrap. Toggle word wrap over here. Just press this and yours will be like properly aligned like mine. It just goes to the next line if there's, going excess over the page. And this is how it will be done. Okay. Now again, I'll control save it. Go back to my Chrome tab. You see over here, this has come. So that is how you generate a sample text. So, even in the future, when you want a website, which your client wants a website, generally they'll not give you content. They want just a front end. Then based on that, you guys have to make the content. Okay. So for that, you can just use this lorem. Just use lorem. I'll just tell you how to do it one last time. LOREM, all small, then 100. Or any other words, how much ever words you want. So this is done. So everything is all set. Everything looks nice now. So I'll be teaching about two tags. One is the image tag. One more is the anchor tag. And after that, I'll just be explaining the difference between a div and a span. Then we'll not be using span actually today, but I'll be explaining the difference between them, and I'll just teach a bit of inline CSS for now. Okay. So as I told, first image tag. So what is the image tag? You can basically insert images. Okay, like image img. I just insert it over here. IMG. It auto completed stuff for me. Fine. So now image source. It's asking me the source. Source means from where should it get the image? I just get it from the web. Okay. Images. And I'll go to images. And there's something else I want to teach you guys over here. Let me just say this image looks good. Open image in new tab. Okay, this looks good. I'll just copy this and I'll just put this in place of image src. And you see the alt over here. Alt means this parameter means, so in case your image does not load because of some reason or the other, because this is a link, right? Imagine this link goes down, doesn't load, it'll just show the text here. Like I'll just put image. So while SEO and all, it's compulsory for you guys to set a alt. So just set a alt over here and just go. See, an image has been generated on your web page. Congratulations. And there's one more thing I wanted to show. Let's see if any image. Yeah, so exactly. So guys, you might have noticed over here, there's a difference in between the links over here, the first one and this one. There's a huge difference between the links. So when you go to the start over here, you can see it's known as image, data.image and JPEG base 64. What does this mean? Basically, if you even copy this image and put it on your HTML document, this will not work unless it's a proper link like this, like a HTTPS and proper link will not work. Thing is, this image is coming from a database from the backend. Okay, so generally in some places like Mongo and all, it'll be stored as a chunk. Okay, as a chunk of image. So it'll be stored in the JP base 64 format. That's the reason you can't use these images. So, but if you have images like these, you can use them. So now that is done. I've inserted an image successfully. The next tag, one last tag we'll be seeing known as anchor tag. Okay, A. Again, if this has a href, so href means like where should you point, like where should it redirect to? So let me just do www.google.com. And here the text what I want. Click here. Perfect. Save it. I go back over here, go down. You can see something known as click here. I know it looks very bad. It looks like a 90s website. I'll just explain why everything in just a second. But see, as soon as I click here, it must take me. Yeah, can't get google.com because it's coming on top of the local host. This will not work. But if you put a proper website which HTTPS, it will work. So everything is like this is how it works. The anchor tag basically it redirects you somewhere else. That's how the anchor tag works. Or image tag, basically, you can generate an image over here. And finally, a p tag. You can generate paragraph and h1, h2, h3, h4 tags. You can heading tags or highlight tags, whatever you like to call it, heading or highlight tags. You can use this, fine. So guys, you have any doubts now? I mean, you don't know how to use the tag. The best way to get to know is use MD and docs. So just Google MD and docs. This is a Mozilla Firefox docs, developer Mozilla docs, and this is a best documentation almost you can find for the web for HTML, CSS, and JS. So you want anything, any answer here and Stack Flow, every Stack Overflow, you can refer anything. Okay. So for now, everything, yeah. Thank you, Rahul. For everything, anything over here, you can just for now. This is I'll just go back a bit more theory. We'll do, and we'll just come back. Okay. So what is HTML, CSS, and JSS? JS. We just did HTML. Fine. HTML just means a skeleton structure. So what I have generated over here looks like a 90s website, right? It's just a skeleton structure. We have not added any styling to this. We have not added any functionality. CSS is used as a robot indicates over here. CSS is used to add a bit of styles to this. Color, let it be shape. Is used to add all that. Okay. JavaScript. You can see the robot dancing around. That is JavaScript, basically, which means functionality. Yeah, so that's what it means. So HTML, we just finished HTML now. Next, we have to go to CSS and then JS. That makes a complete front end of the website. Okay, so now there are two types of CSS. Now beyond styling, the website looks nice, fine. It looks very bad, but we need a bit of styling. So how do you add styling? So for that also, there's a tag known as style tag. There are two different ways you can do this. There's inline CSS and external CSS. We'll be doing inline CSS, which means we are writing CSS in the same HTML document. Style, there's a style tag over here. I'll just add some styles. So what style will I add? So I'll target the body tag over here. I want a style in the body, right? So I'll just tag body, 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 open parenthesis over here. Yeah, and type background color and make it blue. Cool. I will just go back to the website and see if the changes have taken place. You see the background has become blue over here. So basically what I have done is I've added a style to this body tag over here. So you can select the elements by style. You can select them by, by their tags over here. So basically I just did is select this tag. I've added style over here. There's one more thing I can do is now I'll select the H1 tag. This is our body is nice. I'll select the H1 tag over here and I'll give it a color. Let me give it brown. Cool. You see, this has changed. The color of the H1 tag has changed. I know this looks very bad at the moment, but we'll make it better. Okay. In the next, we'll be making a project next, we'll make it better. Fine. So this is what you call as inline CSS. So what is external CSS? Basically, external CSS means we just make a file over here called styles.css. As I said, the file name can be anything. Just you have to specify it here. Like, in the head tag, I want you guys to write link.css. You get a template generated like this, and this name should be same. So now it's style and here is styles. That's wrong. So I just put styles.css. Perfect. So basically I have linked my CSS file with the HTML file over here. Now this over here looks very shabby. I mean to say that HTML in the same page, even CSS does not look good. Okay. What I'll do is I'll just cut it from here and put it over here. That's all I'm going to do. Save this, come back, remove the style tag because we no longer need it. Exit. See, no, see, it's the same. There are no changes because what we have done is we have just linked it. We have just removed the CSS from here and put on some external CSS. Perfect. So all this is done. Now, a bit more of CSS. We'll be doing a bit more of CSS in the next hour. At 6:30, we'll start. The next hour will start, and we'll be doing a bit of CSS, more CSS over there. This I just wanted to show you how you can, get CSS into your HTML, how to style your websites. Fine. And the attributes which I just used, such as let it be color, let it be background color. How do I know this? Everything what you want, it's in the MDN docs. MDN docs. Let me just try type here. Background. CSS cascading. Yeah, fine. So it gives all the properties for what you can do use on background. See over here is given me whatever properties you want over here. But this is background. This is not background color, but this is background. How can change background? But this is how the docs are. So whatever you guys want, you can refer to the docs. Okay, cool. So all this is done. Now what I'm going to do is start with a bit of JS. So if you're in the physics chemistry cycle, you guys have started with C and most of you are first years here. So this must not be very hard for you because I'm making a very basic button and adding functionality to a button. But if you are not, no worries. I'll be doing a dead scratch code for JS. So don't worry about that. Okay. So what I'm going to do is come down here, make a script tag. So you want to add JS to a page. It comes under a script tag. Okay, fine. Script tag over here. Akash is not very, is blurry. It's quite blurry. Okay. So I'll just do one thing. Is it clear now? Oh, it's still blurry, is it? Um, I'll just share my screen better. Yeah, I'll just share my screen. Just 1 second, guys. I'll just fix this and come back. Screen is blurry apparently, so I'll just start virtual camera. Perfect. If I'm not wrong, now it must be crystal clear. I'm very sorry guys for the blurry screen. I didn't know that. But yeah, anyway, so we are here. So as I was telling guys, you can add something known as a script tag over here. So script tag, you want any JS, you want any JS over here, you can add it inside a script tag. So what we'll do is just below over here, we'll create a button, okay? A normal button. It's known as button. We'll create a button, fine. I'll name it click me. Let's see if this has come on the screen. Why is this so better? Um, so you can see the button over here, click me, right? So what I want to do is, blue looks very shabby at the moment, so I'll just keep it as, I just don't want any color. I'll just delete this from here for just for now. Yeah. You can see the button has appeared here called click me. Fine. What I did was I just created a button. That's all. So next what I want to do is add some functionality. So as soon as he presses the button, I want the screens to change color. Fine. This is where DOM manipulation comes into place. What is DOM manipulation? Let me just explain over here. So guys, if you have, so I'll just go through this slide. HTML. So you see HTML, you see our first document over here, which looks exactly same because we don't have any CSS added to it properly. So this is a HTML document. If you want HTML and CSS, if you want it to look nice, you have to add CSS, and if you want functionality, you just have to add JS. So that's the basic meaning of HTML, CSS, and JS. Fine. So next thing, what is DOM? I just told you, you want to use JavaScript over here. We'll be doing a bit of DOM manipulation. What is DOM? Okay, so basically it's a document object model. So basically I want to, add functionality to a website by changing the CSS. Like now I want to change the color of the background, right? So basically what I'm doing is I'm manipulating the CSS. So basically I'm manipulating the model of the page, the object model of the page, correct? So that is what DOM means. So if you're not guys, so if you're not understanding much over here, no worries, because this was not meant to be done in a day. So almost I have, after this, I'll send you a PDF which has, some important courses which are free on YouTube, which teach you exactly from the dead start to advance over here. I have some paid courses on Udemy, which you guys can refer. I'll share everything in the group. No worries, because you can't do all of this in a day. I agree, but this is a dead basics. My job here is to just get you guys interested in web development, and yeah, we'll just do a bit more. If you guys are not getting much, just try to understand and just follow along, code with me. You'll get a basic understanding of this, and after that you guys can go ahead. Okay, basically I created a click me button, and now there are two things I want to teach you guys: classes and IDs. Okay, classes and IDs. What does classes and IDs mean? Okay, class, I just added a class here and name it button one. So now, while I'm using my CSS over here, we have created CS, right? We have used a body tag, we have used a H1 tag. But what if your page has multiple P tags? Like I have one P tag here. Let me just one P tag over here. Let me just copy paste this and add it once more. So I have two P tags over here, but I want only one P tag to change color. I want this to be blue, from this P tag color to be blue, and this P tag color to be brown. How do I do that? I can't just put P tag over here. Over here, I can't just put P tag. It just make the whole content of the page brown. Like see, the whole content of the page has become brown. So that's when classes and IDs come into place. Okay. So what we can do is give it a unique name, like P tag. I'll give it a unique name. I'll just name it class. I'll name it P tag 1. I can name this P tag 2 over here, class. P tag 2. And again, guys, the naming convention can be anything unless you're company or you're working for a client and they want you to go with a certain naming convention, fine. Or the naming tag can be anything. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll just change it to P tag 2. And guys, whenever you are referring a class in the CSS sheet, it starts with a dot. So I just put a dot here, color brown. So as you can see, this is black now, this is brown. So that's why I've used class to specifically select one part. Okay. So what is the difference between class and ID? So class, I can give the same class over here also. P tag one, I can give the same class over here because if I want my multiple elements with the same color or maybe the same properties, I can give a same tag. But if I'm using a ID, I can give it to only one tag. So here I can just give it to one tag over here. I can't use it for more than one. You have seen over here. See, I'll just use ID. It might render over here. See, it has not rendered for both because IDs can be used for only one tag. Fine. Classes can be used for as many tags as we want. So generally, most of the people have it has different properties. So you can see different case uses. But for now, we'll go with class. So what I want you guys to do is on this button over here, I want you guys to write class, name it button one. That's all I want you guys to do. Please, can you share the first CSS link tag? Um, I don't know what you meant, but basically what I've done is I've just added a p tag, added a class name over here, and in the style type sheet, I've just changed the color. So you any color, you can name it any tag over here, class, name it some tag over here, and finally go to style sheet and just refer it. That's all you got to do. Fine. So next over here, I want you guys to do is create a button over here. I'll just give some spacing to this so that so you know what I'm doing over here. I just created this button over here, button class button one, and have done click me over here on the page. See the button here. At the moment you see nothing happens. Fine. So now we'll write a bit of JavaScript such that as soon as I press the button, it'll change the page color. Okay. So for that, first what I have to do is get the button, right? I have to, from the HTML page, I have to get the button. So what I'll do is I'll create let button btn is equal to document dot get query. Let's just do query. Yeah, query selector, my fault. I generally do get by ID, but query selector is one more thing which you can use. And I'll put button here. Cool. So what we have done is basically we have written this code to get the button. You get the class to get the button over here. As soon as you get the button, we get hold of this button. Can you please share the code on the WhatsApp group? Himesh, what I'll do is for now, I'll not share this at the moment. As soon as we start doing with the project, which we'll be using the same concept again on a project in the next hour. That time, what I'll do is I'll share the GitHub link. So from that, anytime you are going like you fall out, that time you can refer that. Fine. So what you do now is just follow along with me. Next, we'll be doing the same project again, almost the same project, a bit different. We'll make it better. So that time we'll do it. Okay, Himesh. So basically what I've done is have the button over here. I have just somehow got hold of this button and now on press, I want to, I have to add an event listener to it. Okay. So button dot add event listener, add event listener. It takes in two parameters. First is like what on when should it get triggered. So I want it to get triggered on click. Secondly, the function. We'll be using a arrow function over here. So guys, you might not be getting much of JavaScript at the moment because you have not learned it till now. You might have not learned it now. The thing is, whenever you guys have to start from dead basics, that is, get the data types first, what are variables, all that. So for now, just follow along with me because JavaScript, you have to learn the whole programming language from scratch. So it will take time. So I just want to show what is the use of JavaScript over here. Okay. So that's the reason you could just follow with me. I'll try to explain as much as possible. So what I have done here is I've added a script tag over here. Basically, script tag means I can write my JavaScript inside this. Then what I have done is I want to get hold of this button, okay, over here. What I've done is what I did is get hold of this button using document or select query selector. Document means basically I'm telling it it's a document. From there, get something known as the button over here. That's all I've done. I stored it inside this variable. Okay, this can be anything. You can write button, anything. You can okay, not this, but you can write anything over here. Fine, no worries. But I've given that name as button. It's easy to identify. That's all. The difference between the let and you can use var also here, but the difference is one is a function, the function variable, and one more is a block scope. It has block scope, one more is a function scope. Okay, so that's not necessary to know what it is now, because when you guys start from scratch, you'll know all that. But for now, I've just given this. Okay, and I've added something known as event listeners. What does event listener means? It listens to something. So I'm clicking the button, right? So it's listening to my click. So yeah, so I've added a event listener here. Next, what I have to do is, uh, I'll just console.log something. Console.log click. That's all I'm doing. So what should happen now is as soon as I click the button, it should show me clicked. Okay. I press click me. Now you see nothing has rendered on the screen. All modern browsers have a console. Okay, you might be using, I'm not sure about Edge, but Firefox and Chrome has it. On Edge, I guess you have to go to some developer options and enable it. How to access it is on the page, any web page, right click. What I've done is right click on this page, go down full, press inspect. Okay. So what I've just done is right click, go down full, press inspect over here. And now you see all my code over here. You might have noticed this is absolutely the same code, what I've typed over here, which is showing over here. Okay. Now we have to go to console over here. Clicked. You see this again. Let me just click it again. Fine. Click, 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 click. See. So basically, what it shows that our event listener has been successfully attached to the button over here and is performing the task what I have said. So console.log, I have put clicked here. So it's clicked. It's a printing click. So now, as I said, we'll be making a page which will change color on press the button. So we'll just keep this one, no worries. Now, I'll just create array, okay? Array equals, what are the colors which I want for the page to show? I want green. Next I want, let's say blue. Okay. Next, let's say I want orange. Red, let's go with red actually. So guys, strict mode is not on. So as you see over here, the semicolons, as you see in C++ or C, the semicolons are required. Also throw error, not in JavaScript over here. The strict mode is not on. It's not necessary, but you can enable it by adding a comment on top of the page called enable strict mode or something. I'm not sure, but if you want, like, if you really want it, you can enable it. But for now, it's not enabled. So you can just proceed with this. So what I've done is I made an array. Array is a collection of variables. So instead of writing let A equals to green, let B equals to blue, let C equals to red, I've added everything in one array. Fine. These are the colors I want the page to change. Okay. Now what I can do is I can add one more variable. Let index equal to 0. Fine. Also, I want to know the length of this, right? Like I can say from here it's 3, but in a array it starts from 0. So this is 0, 1, 2. There are 2. Okay, fine. So I want to know the length. What if in the future I want to add orange over here? So I want to know the exact length, right? So I'll just get one more variable. Let length is equal to array dot length. Length. Cool. You know what? I'm going to add all this outside the function. There's a reason I'm adding this outside the function, because as soon as this gets called, let me just format document here. Perfect. So remember when we installed Prettier, this is the use of Prettier. You see all my this thing, the code which I wrote was very bad. There was spacing, unnecessary spacing and all. All that I did was right click on the page and I did was format document over here. That's all done. So everything is sorted over here. Console.log clicked. So yeah. Let me just delete the console.log. So now I want the page to change color on click. Am I right? So why don't I write a simple if statement over here? If index is greater than or equal to len statement 1, else statement 2. So what I wanted it to do is, if I want an infinite loop kind of thing, okay? So if the index, which is 0, it goes more than the length, I want it to come back to 0 because as I said, it starts from 0 again, right? So I want it to come back to 0, fine. So if that goes more than length, I want it to come back to 0. So I'll just put index is equal to 0. Else, if I want it to go from green to blue to red, so what I can do is get hold of it like document dot body dot style dot background color equal to array index. So let me explain what I've done here. So what I've done as usual, I got hold of the document, basically, which means HTML document. Inside that, I got hold of the body of the document over here. As you can see, the body tag over here. Next, what I have done is the style of the body and the background color I've set it to array index, which means whatever array over here, whichever the index, like it's 0, right? So we'll go array 0 and we'll change the color accordingly. Fine. Else change it to array index. Then I want it to go to the next color, right? So how do I do that? I can just put a simple thing known as index plus plus, which basically means index is equal to index plus 1. So I'll just stick with index plus plus. Perfect. Let's see if this works. It's working perfectly. But now you might have noticed that when you click, you need one more click because it's taking me 4 clicks to go and I have only 3 colors over here. So how do you fix that is just copy this over here and let this change even here. So that, whenever you go to index 0, whenever you go to index 3, you'll just change that time also. And then again, index plus plus. Perfect. Now everything must be fixed. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So now as you see, as you click over here, the buttons format document is not working for me. Format document. Okay, so the problem can be the problem can be if that's not working for you, maybe you didn't write this code properly. That can be the first thing. Maybe there's some important things over here, such as button over here or add even listener. You can't change those names because those are functions. You can change the names of variables over here. But you cannot change the names of the function. So maybe that's not working for you, but no worries. We'll just go ahead with this and all the code, everything, I'll just push it to my GitHub right now and send you guys the link right now. Fine. But from the next, like at almost in 10 minutes, we'll start the main project. No, that time it'll be from GitHub from the scratch. So whenever you are feeling lost, you can just go and copy paste and check whatever is the mistake over there. Fine. So basically, this is what JavaScript means. Okay, so this is a very basic functionality which I have demonstrated to you guys, which means on press over here. And what is a basic need for this? On websites you can see some dark mode. You'll have on press, it goes to dark mode. So basically that's what it does. Okay, on click you can just change colors over here. Same thing. So for now, I'll just demonstrated you from first. I'll just go very briefly. I'll just tell you what I've done from first. First, we created 2 files. First, one file called index.html. Fine. Then we created some tags such as h1 tag. We created a paragraph tag. We created the image tag for adding image, and we created a tag, anchor tag to redirect the users if they click that page. So all that is cool. Everything is nice over here. But now we notice that we don't have enough styling to our stage. So we created a inline CSS. Basically, we wrote style over here, style tag. We just did the style tag and we just created inline CSS. But now then we notice that it's not good for the styles to stay in the same page because it looks very bad. Okay. So what we did was we put it in a file called as style.css. So that is known as external CSS. Okay, we'll be working with a lot of CSS in some time. So that is CSS and finally JavaScript. So you want any JavaScript, you have to enclose it in a script tag. So again, this looks very bad. As I said, HTML file should be different, CSS file should be different. Finally, the JS file should be absolutely different. It should not be on the same, it should not be on the same file, same page, basically. So what I will do is copy paste this here, cut it from here. I've just done is cut it from here, created a new page known as index.js JavaScript. paste it here. I'll just save this for now. Okay. Again, we have removed everything for you. It's no use of a script tag. Okay. Now everything is done. You have added script, but now how will you point the script tag? No, how will you point the HTML document to find the script tag? For now, we have to point it like we have pointed the CSS over here, like we have used this link ref, and we have pointed this. Like so, same thing we can use it over here. So let me just write scripts. If the formatting is not working, because that's because you're not installed the Prettier extension over here, what you can do is just come here, Prettier, Pretty extension over here. You can just install it. And when you press on format over here, or from top, option should come default HTML or Prettier. Just change it to Prettier and everything will be sorted. Okay. So as I said, now we have added index.js, but now we have to point it towards index.js, right? So I just add a script.src. Yeah. So script.src over here, and I have to src. Source means, always remember, source means asking us to point towards the file name. So I'll just point it towards the file name. So whenever you start typing the file name, guys, always start with a dot slash. Okay. What does that mean? Dot slash means you are searching for file in this directory. So when you do that, automatically the recommendations come up. Okay. So I want to point it towards index.js, save it. See, it's working as usual. So everything is being sorted over here and it's working as usual, right? Okay. So I'm assuming you guys understood at least like 170% what I did till now, maybe not for the JS, but at least the HTML part, I hope you guys have understood. CSS again will come, we'll start looking into this in the next project, but I hope at least this much is you guys understood how to create a HTML document, how to create a JS file and a CSS file. So that is the main thing which we had to do today. And like we'll go to the next project, of course, but this is the very dead basics of HTML, CSS, and JS, and this is how websites are made. It doesn't matter what framework you're using. You're using React, maybe you're using Flutter, maybe Flutter is not good for web, but yeah, if you're using Flutter, maybe finally the code gets compiled to HTML, CSS, and JS. Doesn't matter whatever it is. So you might have heard people telling we use Python, we use JS, we use Go, Rust for backend. That backend is different, front end is different. Fine. So I'll explain that in some time, but basically whatever you do, it'll get compiled into HTML, CSS, and JS. Fine. So let me just see if I have any more slides which I have to present. So basically how this is how it works, guys. So basically HTML document, once you do, there's a HTML parser from where, it creates a website, and DOM manipulation gets hold of DOM. Basically, you can, you know, change stuff from the DOM chart created from, yeah, you just take it that way. I guess I'm out of slides now, so I guess we can go start with the project. So take a 5 minute break. You guys have any doubts, you can ask in the comments. I'll just create, as I told you, I'll just create a GitHub repository right now. Again, as I told GitHub, I'll be teaching you guys from scratch tomorrow, no worries. So in case you guys are lost today, and no worries, we'll start from dead scratch tomorrow. We'll not be coding anything. I'll just add a file tomorrow and just teach you how to push code, etc. on GitHub tomorrow. But no worries, for today, we'll create a project now. I'll just push my project towards the GitHub page over there so that you guys can continuously refer it. Fine. So take a 5 minute break. You guys have to do anything you guys can do. Just drink water, come back refreshed. I'll just push this to my GitHub. I'll just make a new file and push it towards my GitHub till then. Okay. So what I'll be doing is same procedure, new folder. I'll just rename it as project. Actually, guys, you know what? We'll make it using the terminal, because you'll be using a lot of terminal while coding. I'll just make it like this also. So if you want to just make it like this, just right click new folder and just make a folder called project, or else we'll be making use of the terminal. How to enable the terminal? You can either go to run over. Oh, how do I just generally use a shortcut over here. Let's see. Yeah, over here. So if on your terminal, you can just go over here to view and press on terminal, or the shortcut is control plus tilde key. It just opens your terminal. Fine. So you'll be using a lot of terminal, especially if you are into development or basically coding, you'll be using a lot of terminal. So get used to this. So now I'm in a folder called seminar. So basically it's pointing towards the folder called as seminar. You see over here. So desktop seminar. So I want to create a file on my desktop, right? So basically I have to come out of this seminar folder. So what I'll do is cd change directory dot dot. it take me one step back. So I'm on my desktop now. Now, as I told on desktop, I had to create a folder name called projects, right? So mkdir, which means make directory, make a folder called project. Now, basically, this has made a project. To how to confirm this? Come back to your thing over here. You can see, yeah, project folder which has been created over here for me. So once you are there, I want you to get back into the project folder. So how to do that? Again, cd project. You can do this, or else as we'll be coding inside the project folder, you can just go ahead with code project. So, oh, I guess code is the command of git. No worries. Project, we just open it manually then. Yeah, it's I think it's a git command or something. It's not working. So let me just cd project. Let me just open the folder called project. Cool. So basically, I'm this folder called project over here. As I told, we made a new folder called project, and I'm just inside this folder. So as I told, these next few commands, it's just for GitHub purposes. Okay, so you don't have to do this with me. I'll just upload it to Git and send you guys a link. There's nothing here to comment. Let me just make a HTML document actually. What I'm doing now, guys, is just to push it to Git. I'll teach this tomorrow, but for now, just don't ignore this, okay? We'll just start in 2 minutes. Okay. Git commit. Cool. Git remote origin. So as you guys can see here on your Teams chat, I pasted a link. So, in case in middle you feel lost or something, you can just go and refer the code there. I'll be pushing code there. I'll be saving code there regular intervals of time. So anything comes up, you just go there. No worries. Oh, okay, this one main branch. Okay, I send it to the master branch. I'll just send you guys the updated link over here. Just check out this link. Okay, perfect. So you guys feel lost in between, you can just refer that link. Okay. So as usual, I'll just start from first. So if you guys have, felt lost or something, I'll just start from first again. First means not, it's a project. Okay. We'll be making a very small project now. So let me just start. Same. Create a file called index.html. Insert the boiler template here. That's all. Fine. Now in a website, what is necessary? A navbar, the content, a footer. First, we'll make a navbar and the footer. Fine. So there's a tag called nav tag. Okay. Now, as I told, nav tag does nothing. So just for the site optimization, if you put the nav tag, all those tags, so it just helps you in the site optimization. So basically, I put a nav tab. Let me give it a class name. Fine. Let me give it a class name. Class name, I'll just give it as navbar. Navbar. I'll just see if I'm missing anything. Um, I don't think so. Cool. So anyway, navbar, what else do I want inside this? So I want a home page, about page, a redirect page, right? So let me just create something known as UL, unordered list in that ordered li list. Okay. So first I'll create something known as home. I'll use Control T. I'll use Control D. Or for you, I think it's Control Alt and down button, if I'm not wrong. I'm not sure what's the extension because this was my default extension actually. So the next thing we'll name it as about. Finally, we'll name this as contact me. And I'll just add a class name to this also. Class UL. And let me just open this using live server. कर ना कर. So as usual, we are back over here. So what I have done is I've created a navbar with this. So now at the moment it does not look so good. So what I'll do is I'll add a CSS file to this index.css. I'll name it styles.css because that's a general convention. Styles.css over here. I'll go back to index.html over here, and now I have to, I have to point it towards the CSS file, right? So again, as usual, I'll just put a link over here, link CSS. I'll just link the CSS page here. Again, I have to give the exact name for this. So styles.css. So let me just do styles.css over here. So I'll just be pushing code in just a second, guys. Let me just finish at least the navbar, then I'll just push the code. Fine. So basically what we have done is navbar, it doesn't look like a navbar at the moment. I've just done home, about me, and contact me. So what I'll do is first I'll add a navbar color. Fine. So navbar. So navbar, I have to add a color. So I'll get hold of this class here, which is navbar. The name of the class and the name you're adding in the style sheet should be same. Okay. So dot navbar. Okay. Now what should I add over here? Which color should I add? So I'll just add a background color of, let's take blue for now. Later we'll change. Firstly that, and before that, I actually want to add a height of 70 px and a width of 100%. Cool. So let's see. So now you can see we have created a navbar, but as you can see, there is some spacing in between because by default CSS and HTML, they provide a bit of space on top and down. So how do I remove this is on top of the page, always you have to put a star, create one tag, open and close parenthesis. Star means select everything in the page. Fine. So first thing I'll be doing is padding 0% and margin 0%. This must fix it. See over here, I can see a contact us over here, navbar over here, and you can see that we have used a nav class over here called navbar over here, and with respect to that, we have set a CSS. So now everything is cool. But now firstly we have to get it aligned like a row right over here. So first we'll work on that, and also we have to, if you see over here, this is coming out a bit over here. So firstly, we have to fix that also. So first we'll start by making it horizontal and getting it to the center. Okay. So for that, what we have to do is, so again, you guys can select by the tag or by the name. So I generally prefer selecting it by the name, by the class name over here, but sometimes you guys refer it by the tag. There's only one tag in the page. Okay. So let me just take the UL tag now, the UL tag class name over here. And finally, what I'll do is I'll use something known as Flexbox. So guys, what is Flexbox? So Flexbox is a property of CSS where you can, change the components in such a way, or the containers or the components in such a way that you can make it horizontal, you can make it vertical, you can add spacing between them. It makes your sites more responsive. Of course, I can add padding, margin, all that stuff. Like padding means, from margin means adding spacing. Padding also means spacing, but it's from the internal, from the parent component. It's like whatever inside the parent component or the parent component. Got it? So all that, I'll just come back to that in a second. This makes the site responsive basically. So by adding this thing, Flexbox, it makes your site more responsive. Okay, if you want Flexbox properties, or if you want responsive properties. So let me just do display flex. Okay. And how do I want the content? Flex direction, I want it to be a row, right? Let's check now. So as you can see over here, it was a column. Now it has come in a straight line and it's a row. For now, till now, I'll just commit of the code. So if you go back to the link which I just posted, you can see the exact code there. If you want, you can refer that code. Git add dot git commit dash m push origin master. Yeah, so whatever I have done till now, the code must be visible over there. So if you have any doubts, you can refer that. So till now, we have just added a flex box and we have just set it to row. Okay, so basically this is row. Now it's nice. Firstly, now it should go to the end, and also it should come in the middle. So how do we do that? First, let's go to the navbar over here and also make this display as flex. Okay. So how does flex work is you have to go to the parent element. From that time, I'm referring to parent element. What do I mean? Let's see navbar. Inside that UL is a child. Okay. Inside that the LI tags are the child. So parent means the outermost element. Okay. That's what I mean by parent and child. So I'll make this flex. So basically whatever contains over here, I want it to be centered. Okay. In the navbar, whatever contents are there, I want all these to be centered. So what I'll do is I'll make this flex and align items. I'll make it as center. So as you see, it has come over here in the center. Now what I have to do is send it to the last over here. Justify content end. So it has come to the last over here. But as you can see, it's not visible properly because this has just gone outside the page. So what I can do now is I can get hold of the li tag. Okay, li tag over here and give it a padding. Give it a margin or a padding. Okay, I'll give it a padding for now. Padding. And I'll explain what is padding also. Padding left. Let me give a padding left 120 px. So it's okay. It's not that bad. I'll give a padding right. That's better. Cool. So as you can see, home advertise and contact me, but this line or this thing has not still disappeared. Why? Because whenever you created a unordered list and you created a list in that. So what happened was you just basically it comes around with the dots. You can just change that as well. You can make it a OL also as well. So give it a round centered dots. So we don't want those dots, right? So I'll just go back to li and make the let's see. Text direction, text decoration, and then we can make list style. We'll make it none. Cool. So the dots have disappeared over here. And finally, we got a nav over here. Of course, you can add some logo over here, but basically, this is a very basic nav you might have seen on websites. We successfully made the nav. Fine. So all of this is set now. Now what we'll do is start doing is firstly make content over here and add a footer over here. Firstly, what we'll do is add a footer. Okay, same. We'll go back. Go down over here. I have come out of the nav bar because nav bar is done. Everything is done. Now let's add a footer. Fine. Footer. What do I want? I don't want anything inside the footer at the moment. So I'll just keep all rights reserved. Cool. So this has not appeared on the screen. Okay, this appeared on the screen, but there's no color. There's no CSS basically. So what we want the footer to be down, right? So why don't we add some CSS to it? And as usual, there'll be one footer on the page, so I can just target the footer directly over here. So the things, what and all do I want in the footer? So height, let's give it 150 px. Then width 100%, of course. What else do I want? Then again, I can give it a flex. I can do a display flex and justify content center and align items center. This will get the text to the center of the page. Yeah, perfect. Now, as you see, it's a center, but there's no color because we haven't added a background color. Let's just add a background color of brown. Cool. The footer is done. Fine. It doesn't look so good now, but what we do is we'll add a margin on top over here and send it down. Margin top, let's give 400 px. That might work. Let's just give it 450. Perfect. So basically now we have created a footer, a header, and now all we have to do is insert some content. Fine. So in the footer over here, we have just written all rights reserved for now. No worries, we'll fix that. Now I want to create like a portfolio set, First I have to write my name is Akash over here. So I'll just get onto this. Fine. I'll create a div tag. So what is a div tag? Div tag basically takes the whole duration, whole like content of the page, right? So from left to right bit, it takes up 100%. So just to prove that, I'll just write something here, random things. Okay, I'll just go to my console again, go to this key, this click kind of thing over here, press it. So as you see, this has taken my whole content of the page. And that's when divs are used for. Whereas spam only takes the content of only this, whatever you put inside this, but div takes the content of the whole page. So whenever you are making a element, it's recommended you to make the parent element as div. Okay. So based on that, you can have, you can do multiple stuff over here. But for now, we are just using div. Okay. Inside the div, I'll just commit the code right away. Just 1 second. What do I want inside this div? I want a h1 tag which says, hello, my name is Akash. Perfect. Everything is sorted now. Let me just, mm, instead of, yeah, we'll just use a div and we'll just give a center tag as well. The center tag, guys, I forgot to tell, there's instead of using CSS, you can just center components using HTML as well. Something known as a center tag. You just select this. I just put this inside, save. Basically, what it has done is it has come to the center as you see over here. Let me just format this once. Perfect. Everything is sorted now. Now what I want to do is change the color and change the size of this. So guys, you can use the custom fonts and say, okay, let me just select this. There's only one h1 tag as usual, so I can just go by h1 tag over here. So if there are more than one tags, like there are many div tags, there are many p tags, that's a condition when you have to add a class name to this. But for now, we don't require any class names. Fine. So what we will be doing now is in the h1 tag over here, we will be adding a font size. Font size, let's keep it to 30px. And finally, we'll add a font family. Let's keep it Times New Roman. No, it's not so good. I don't like the fonts here. You can just go to Google Fonts over here, go to Google Fonts, and whichever font that you guys like. Like, let me just search. Yeah, this font looks good. It's a random font. So the page must appear like this for you guys. So what you guys have to do is go to Google Fonts and go down, select, come down over here and import it. That's all you guys have to do. If you guys like any inbuilt fonts, no issues, but I didn't like the font, so I'm just importing the font here and they have given us how to use it. So I'll just use it here. Save it, save index, and now see the magic. Perfect. My name is Akash. Let me just change some more things. Font size, let's make it 50, and finally, uh, color, let's make it aqua. Cool. Now, whatever I have done till now, I'll just be committing it. You just go back on the link and check it over here. Perfect. Perfect. So you save the page over here. You can see, hello, my name is Akash over here. So for now, I'll just remove the color from the background color of the navbar because it looks very bad. Perfect. Hello, my name is Akash. Now, the only two things is left, guys. I know it's already 15 minutes are left for this session to get over. I just want to do is add a picture and add technologies, what I know. That's all. Okay. Everything is sorted with this. Now, let's go to the next one. What do we name the text? I want to add an image. So again, let's create a div. Inside that, an image. Image src. We don't need src for now. Image src. So what I want you guys to do is get a nice photo of yourself and put it in the projects folder. Put it in the projects folder. Okay. So we'll be using our own images for this. We'll be using internal images. So you can see it has appeared over here as profile pic. So next what I'll be doing is /profile pic.jpg. Whatever image we have imported, we'll just use it. And you can see over here my image has appeared, but it's too big and we have to change everything over there. So what I'll be doing is give this a class name for image. Let's go first. We'll take the image tag over here and make it width and height to 100% and height to 100%. Okay. And finally over here for what was class name? For image. For image, we have to put a dot first, of course. And now here I'll specify the height and height of the image I want and the properties I want for the image. So the height I want for the image is let's keep 150 px. Oh no. I changed a bit as well. Perfect. Now, first thing I have to do is center the image and add a border radius to it. I'll tell you guys what a border radius does. 100% for image. Yeah, we have to put it over here, I guess. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. I have to first have to get it in the center, right? So I'll just use a center tag here as well. I'll just wrap this in a center tag over here. Perfect. Now this looks very bad because my image size over here is not proper. So what the best more thing what I can do at the moment is just increase the size a bit more, like make it something like 300 and make this also 300. Perfect. It looks a bit better, no? Let me add a bit of margin on top. Margin means you want some spaces between two elements. You add something known as margin. Let me just adjust it to 30 px. Cool. Hello, my name is Akash. My photo over here and everything is sorted over here. And one last thing, what I want to add is one more H2 tag over here on the page. Technologies. I know. That's all. Acknowledge this. I know. Let's just center this again. So I'll create a center tag, add this inside the center tag. Simple as that. Cool. So this looks very bad. I had to put it over here. So what I'll do is at the moment, I'll just increase the H2 size firstly. Then I'll let it be on the left. I'll just remove the center tag because it doesn't look that good. Yeah. H2 tag, margin top. Let's keep it to 30 px. Fine. Perfect. And let's keep the font size. Let's increase the font size to maybe 40 px. Perfect. Technologies I know. And finally, I just want to add an image here. Web development logos. This looks nice. Open image in new tab. Again, I can't use this image because it's coming from the database. This looks nice. Perfect. I can use this image. Copy this here. Finally, what I'll do is add an image over here, img. Perfect. This must work now. And this is too big. For now, I'll just put the width over here only. Width 100. Hold up. Let's put the height, not the width. It's not working. Strange. I think we can just do it. No worries. So guys, this is the very basic web page we have made. So of course there needs to be a lot of styling. I wanted to do a lot of styling and I wanted to even do a bit of animation. But thing is, it's almost 2 hours. There's 7 minutes left, so I don't want to take more of your time. 5:30, 6:30, 6:30. Oh, it is 7:30, right? So 1.5 hours. I think I can do that then. So now what we'll be doing is on hover. Like what I want to do is when I get my mouse on this, so I want it to like, show some animation, a very small animation. I'll not be going deep into animation so at the moment, but basically what I want to do is on hover this, I want it to, become bigger. So let's see which do we target. So my name is Akash Div Center. Let's try targeting this and see if it works. Ask them for height. I'll just name it as for height. I'll just commit this code right away. Just give me 1 second. I'll just finish this and just commit the code right away. Oh, hi. Hover. There's a property, in CSS where, there are some properties where you can use for hovering, maybe for adding a background image, etc. I'm using hover over here, and I'll put a property called transform scale 1.3. See, as soon as I press over here, it becomes bigger as soon as I get my name over here. Cool. This is cool, right? So you know what, H2 over here, I want to do the same thing like I did for this H1 because it looks nice. So I'll just copy paste it with this, make this a bit smaller, make it 40. Perfect. Technologies I know, and let's add a padding to the left and give it a 40 px padding. Yeah, this is piece. Below my text, it looks good if I add some text over here, right? So let me just fix that, and finally also fix the height over here because this height over here is not working. So let me just fix this also. Let me just remove it from here and add CSS for that specifically. Class name, that's class name, image 2. Let me just commit the code. How much I've written there? Let me just commit the code. Yeah, finally, let me just push it. So guys, till now, whatever we have done, it must have been pushed over there. Just check once. So till now we have done all this. Now finally, the two things we have to do firstly is I want to add a text below my image and finally make this smaller, right? So let's just get on to that. Image 2. Let's just keep it at 50%. Any luck? No, I'm not having any luck. Okay, let's see. Perfect. And I wanted to keep this in a center as usual. So again, I can just use a flexbox again, but this is an easier way to, center a div. So if you want, you can use flexbox again, or just use this. Perfect. Technologies I know. Let me just format this document once. Everything looks perfect. Let me just commit my code. Perfect. So technologies I know, finally over here, what I want to do is add a bit of text below my name, and afterwards, guys, we'll be done. I'll be telling some more important things after this, and this will be a mini project. And after this, I'll give you a small assignment. I'll tell you all about it in some time. So before that, I just want to add something near below my name. So again, how to add a paragraph tag over here, and lorem. By default, I guess it gives 23 if I'm not wrong. Okay, I wanted it below my image actually. Mm, Perfect. Let's see over here. Let me do a lorem 100. I apologize, guys. So now you see over here, it's coming till the end. What we can do is, so as I was explaining, what is padding? Okay. So now imagine you want a spacing from like, inside. What do I mean is this is the page right over here. What I can do is if I add a div around it, I can just plot spacing from the inside to the outside. So basically arrow from inside to outside. Whereas margin, whatever you have you have a item or an object, or it'll just space between those objects like over here. I'll just show you inspect. I'll just show you inspect. That'll be better. You see over here in home, we have added padding. From that time, you remember you have added padding. Padding means it acquires the whole space over here. See, it's acquiring the even this empty space over here. But if you use margin over here, it not acquire the empty space over here. Okay, I'll just show you the sample weight. Uh, where's padding? Padding 20. So padding right, I just put margin right. Perfect. Let me just save this once. Exit, refresh, inspect. Okay, so this is better. Yeah, see, from here you can like elaborately see where is the padding, what is padding. See, padding is see, contact me. So I want something like to make it like a padding over here. We can use this or a margin. Better to demonstrate. I'll just make a small button. Yeah, that's the best way to demonstrate, I feel. Click me. Let's see where's the button. You see the button over here, click me. Okay. So there's a button and this click me text written, but I want the spacing between them to be more. So that's when I use a padding. Okay. Let me just give this a class name. Button one, copy paste it. It's a class. So of course I want to give it a this thing. Finally, I'll put padding and give it like 20 px just for fun. Okay. Once again, let me just save this. See this over here from inside the spacing has increased. Okay, this the whereas margin will increase it like outside the parent element over here. That's the difference between padding and margin. Let me just remove the button for now. So yeah, as I said, now here we have to provide some padding because it looks very bad. So paragraph, is there only one p we have used on the page? Yeah, only one p. So I can just target that p and then we'll give a padding. Let me give it as right, so 10 px. 40 px. I'll explain why am I writing four things at once. 10 px, 40 px. Perfect. So basically what only if you give padding parameter and you don't give padding top, left, right, you can just write like this. So this means top, right, bottom, left. So that's what I've done here. Instead of writing for padding left, padding right, padding everything, I've just done this. That's the simple thing what I've done. Okay. So all this is sorted. One you can give a different font over here at a page, no worries, and you can make this look better. And yeah, for now, that's all I wanted to do. And there's one more thing. Okay, there's one last thing I wanted to do, guys. In case now you want to go to about page, it's not working. Click it's not working. So how would you go from one page to another? Remember, I taught you something known as anchor tag at the start. The same procedure will be following over here. Let's create an anchor tag over here. Anchor tag and wrap this also in the anchor tag slash a anchor tag slash a anchor tag. Everything's perfect. Let me just format document once. Everything is perfect. Home. And finally, over here also, I want to add an anchor tag over here. Mm. So as you see again, that it's not nothing is happening. That's because we have to give a href. So what does href mean? So basically what we are doing is we're telling the source like where should you go, right? So okay, how to add multiple cursor is alt click click click. Wait, I didn't want a cursor there. Alt click click. Yes, exactly. Another tag is used to give what effect. Yeah, basically hyperlinks. Exactly, Gaurav. It's basically used to give hyperlinks. So it's the same thing over here, href. And finally, you can, wherever you want to, link this, you can just put it in hyperlinks as Gaurav told the same way. But now I want to redirect it to a different page called about. Fine. We'll just style this. We'll just remove the unnecessary things over here. So basically href tag, okay, about. I want to redirect it into a page called as about dot slash. We are not made a page still. Dot slash. I'll make it about dot html. Fine. I'll just make a page here. About dot html. See, the extension was wrong. Let me just rename it again. Perfect. And let me just put a boiler. Let me just put a boiler template over here and just put this is about us page. Spelling is wrong over here, but let's see. This about us page. So we have reached here successfully. We can now link two pages. So this is not a good way to link pages. I'll explain everything why in just about a second, in just about 5 minutes. But yeah, this is how you link pages together. Okay, now it looks very bad and there's a line over here. What you can do is go back over here to CSS, make a tag over here or an anchor tag and put text decoration. None. So yeah, this is how it looks over here. Fine. So there is, for now, I feel this much is enough. But there's a very small assignment I would like to give you guys over here. I'll just get back to the assignment in just a minute. I just want to check on my notes if anything else I had to do. Yeah, okay. So I'll just get back to it. So I guess, I guys, this much is enough for today. I mean, I have a bit more things to do. I'll just share the response form. If you fill that, you'll get a certificate for sure. I'll just add everything, commit it to my GitHub, so you guys can copy anything you want. Uh, so I'll start with the assignment part. Okay, now. Your assignment is simple. You see this contact me page and about us page. I want you guys to make a better about me and contact us page over here at the moment, because about us we go here. It's only this is about us page. Use your creativity and make a better page. That's the first thing. And yeah, so that's the first thing I want you guys to make. Secondly, change the font over here. Finally, one last thing I want you guys to make is make a contact us button over here. Same way, make a contact us and on press that button, it should take me directly to my email ID app. Okay, so like for yeah, Microsoft has the inbuilt mails app, should take me there. You don't have to use JavaScript for this, guys. There's a very simple way to do this. Just Google it, you'll get it. Okay. So that is one thing I wanted to tell. Assignment, yeah, whoever does the best, similar website, but better with a lot of features and better CSS, you'll get a LinkedIn voucher, which is 1,500 per month, for which is 120K per year for free, absolutely free, and some GDSC swags. Okay. Things now that I've said that, there's some more things I want to tell you guys about debugging. So whenever you run into an error, for example, let me just create a tag over here and let me just create this tag over here. There's a problem over here. Do not use empty rule sets. So how do I debug this? Push this to the repository. I have pushed this already. Utkarsh. I'm sorry. Yeah, but so imagine you get an error over here. How do you fix this? So what I can do is come back to my console, see what's the error over here. Just copy paste it here. Do I put empty headsets? Go to the first link over here. So whenever you guys are debugging code, always remember Stack Overflow always first. There's ChatGPT, I agree, but I recommend you guys, if you are learning right now, do not use ChatGPT. It's a strict no-no. If once you're experiencing something, you're using this fine, but do not use ChatGPT for coding now. Just go to Stack Overflow or some other website. I recommend Stack Overflow always, because when you, so once you go to Stack Overflow, it has told here clearly. Basic bug abuse and empty rule sets does not have any property declaration. So basically, this was an empty subset. It has nothing. That's the reason we are getting this error, and we are getting the error over here. Sorry. Okay, so if I put something here like background color, it'll get fixed. See, the error is gone. So I'll just remove this. So basically, that is what HTML, CSS, and JS is. Okay, so I know, like, I couldn't do a lot in 2 hours. I had a lot in mind. I wanted to teach you guys a bit of animations as well. So there was some problem from my part also, because yesterday when I just like did a dry run, it came to around 1 minute, 1 hour, 20 minutes. So I assumed that we can get this done with 1 hour, 20 minutes. It was not the case. I apologize for that. And yes, guys, so what I have taught you today, it might result to like 70% HTML, 40% CSS, and 10% of JS, not more than that, because web development, you can't learn it in a day. That's the thing. It takes you at least 3 to 4 weeks just to learn HTML, CSS, and a bit of JavaScript. So don't go to any course on the web where it's like 1 day web development and all. That thing will not work for sure. I can guarantee you that much. So I'll be sharing after this seminar, as soon as this gets over, on the group, or yeah, on the group, or maybe I can just share it on the repository right now. Wait, I'll just do that. That's better, I feel. There's a thing I wanted to share with you guys. Master branch, correct? Let me just refresh this. Okay. Add file, upload file. Okay, perfect. That's better. So guys, this file contains all the important links for you to learn web development from scratch, dead scratch to advanced. And it also contains some, okay, I'm not giving the paid courses, but guys, two of the courses which I like to mention from Udemy. It's by Angela Wu's Introduction to Web Dev and Angela Wu's Python. This will be, or buy it during discounts. It's totally worth it. I'm not sponsored to tell this, but this will be totally worth it. And I have used it and it's totally worth it. Okay. That's the first thing over here. I have many links over here. What is HTML, CSS, shortcuts? Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador Program. GitHub will be doing it tomorrow. From here to here, we'll be doing it tomorrow. Maximum will take 1 hour. It should not take more than that tomorrow. So I'll be telling you a quick brief thing what we'll be doing tomorrow. Now we have made a website. Like website is up. Everything is cool. Everything is working. But now you want to share this website with your friend, for example. Okay, this website I can't share it with my friend because this I have run it on my local host. I can't share this link with my friend and I can't share it to him, right? So we'll be hosting the website online. Okay, we'll be getting a custom link for that by GitHub, of course, not a custom link by ourselves. Custom link by GitHub. We'll be hosting it online and we'll be can so that we can share it to our friends and we're learning how to use GitHub. So drive to web. So why do we use GitHub? The thing is, in these 2 years of most of you are from the IT branches. I know that in these 2 years, you'll be doing a lot of projects. You'll be doing a lot of collaborations with your friends, and GitHub will be of the best thing which you'll be using because you can collaborate with friends. You can do a lot of stuff like let there be hosting, let there be collaboration, let there be integrating stuff, and let there be a lot like pushing code, the drive for a code basically. So there's a lot of stuff. GitHub basically means you have code here, you push it online so that others can use it, you can use it. That's the basic concept of GitHub. There are features on top of that which we'll be learning in detail tomorrow. So I'll be sharing a response from guys now, and you guys have any doubts, you can ask me. But I know I went a bit too fast today. I just wanted to get you guys, get started with web development at least. I know I didn't do a lot today, and I know I have to explain Flexbox especially very well because that's a very one of the most important topics. But I've provided you all important links which will be necessary to for you guys to learn Flexbox everything in detail. So don't worry about that. You guys can learn an assignment. Yeah, eventually get an assignment. How about today is third? Uh, how about 24th? Fine. Or 24th, 17, 24, 24th. 24th might be enough time for you guys because I know you guys, most of you guys are from first years and second years, you don't have finals. So just submit an assignment. So as I told, make this website better. That's the first thing. And I want you guys to add a button called dark mode. Last time, for the first project, what we did was we changed buttons, right? The color of buttons. The same code I'll be sharing, same on the same GitHub repository. I'll be pushing that code as well. You can refer that if you want, and to make you guys to make a dark mode button. Fine, that is the first thing. Second thing, a contact us button, change the colors and add a about me page. That's the only thing I want you guys to do. Okay. And in case you joined due to some reasons because some other clubs had other events today and you joined in between, no worries. I can't do this again, but from tomorrow, when I'll be doing the GitHub part, we'll be starting from a fresh file. Okay. We'll not be coding anything on VS tomorrow. Mostly I'll just be using the VS Code terminal over here. That's the only thing I'll be doing tomorrow. So, and this guys, tomorrow session will be one of the most important sessions you have ever attended. I'll guarantee you that much because in this 4 years, you'll be using a lot of Git and GitHub. And this will be one of the most important things now. And let me tell you this thing in the third years, especially when you're doing a DBMS project and all, when you're doing group projects or DBMS was not a group project, but if you're doing a group project, they'll be your best friend. Okay. That being said, I want to tell some more things which I had in mind. So firstly, yeah, Stack Overflow and Lead Code. If you guys want, you can of course use Stack Overflow and Lead. Stack Overflow and Lead Code is for competitive programming. Get started with Stack. Will you please share the recording? I'll share the recording with you guys, but I'll share everything with you guys. But the links which I have provided in a PDF is better than what I'm doing because it starts from absolute scratch and it goes till advanced. Okay. The thing about this is it goes up to some 30 hours, 40 hours. And that is required for you guys to learn web development. 1 hour, 2 hours will not be enough for you. HTML fine, 1 hour, 2 hours fine. CSS also fine, 4 or 5 hours, but JavaScript is not enough. So, okay. So that is one thing. And finally, you guys might have a lot of doubts at the moment. I'll help you guys with everything. So in the GDSC group, if you guys are there, I'm the admin over there. You can just contact me directly over there. If you have any doubts, you can contact me there. If not, you find anyone, any admin over there, you can just contact them. They will, share share it to me, then I can help you with you guys. That was the first thing I wanted to say. And yeah, we have a Discord channel as well. I'll share the link with you guys right now. Please join it because we have a lot of mods over there. I guess I'm not sure. Who will help you with any doubts you have. And if you have not doubts, not only in web development, you have doubts in maybe, DevOps. We have people for that. Flutter, we have people for everything. We have people. Okay. Uh, that's the first thing over here. And finally, I'll be sharing a response form. You guys have to fill this if you based on this, like, you can share whatever responses you want. Like, I'll not be looking through that. I just need the names for the certificate. That's the reason I want to keep this response form. Fine. But please do fill. If you want certificates, you have to fill this. It doesn't matter. Like, please give your honest opinions on this. Doesn't matter, but please do fill the responses. Okay. Anyone can respond. Shortened UL. I'll be closing this response in 10 minutes. So once I share over here, I'll be closing this in 10 minutes. So just fill it fast. Okay. And that being said, tomorrow's GitHub session will be helpful for you if you want to participate in Hacktoberfest. With this t-shirt over here, it's by Hacktoberfest. I got the swags from USA yesterday. I got like a lot of stickers, all that and all. That was the first thing I wanted to say. Invite, I'll wear it. Okay. Yeah, I'll just fix it right away. That's also the first thing. Till then, guys, you guys have any doubts, you can put in the chat or just fill the response form and you guys can start leaving. I'll just put the Discord channel in the link over there. Perfect. And for tomorrow, guys, one more thing I have planned is MLSA, like Microsoft Student Ambassador. What is the uses of that? Like, what are the advantages of all that? Like, what swags, what perks you get over all that? Everything is being planned tomorrow. So, guys, don't make, please make attend tomorrow. It starts at 5 o'clock sharp. I'll just maximum keep it till 7. Afterwards, I'll just leave you guys. Okay. So that's all I guess for today. For now, the session is done. It's already 2 hours, 13 minutes. And guys, I want to end the session now. Just fill the form. I'll just close in 10 minutes. And thanks a lot for attending, guys. We GDSC will give better events than this. We'll have a lot of events planned. We have a hackathon planned for you guys. Everything we have planned. So guys, please do participate. It'll be very helpful, especially for the first years. So guys, you can start leaving the meeting. I'm actually going to close the meeting. I'm going to stop this meeting. And the meeting link, of course, I'll share. I'll upload this meeting, and of course, I'll share the recording in the group. But for now, if you're done, you guys can leave. I'm just going to end the meeting now. Okay.